All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're going to dissect the one strategy that really draws a line in the sand between amateurs and the pros. This is the moment the game truly changes, when you finally stop chasing and start executing with real precision. We are going to master the pullback entry.
You know, this quote, it says everything, doesn't it? This is the difference between blowing up your account and actually building a career in trading. And look, this isn't just some friendly tip. For a lot of traders, this is the most expensive lesson they will ever learn. It's the raw difference between amateur impulse and professional patience.
Okay, so let's really dig into this difference. Because, and this is important, it's not just about some pattern on a chart. It's about a total shift in your mindset. It's what separates the traders who are constantly bleeding money from the ones who build a real sustainable edge.
I want you to be honest with yourself for a second. Have you ever felt that rush? You see that huge green candle, you smash the buy button, only to get that horrible sinking feeling in your gut as it immediately turns around and dumps? Yeah, we've all been there. It's a painful rite of passage, for sure, but a necessary one.
Well, what you're doing there is called chasing the price. And let's get one thing crystal clear. This is not a technical analysis error. It's a psychological trap. It's not your strategy that's failing you, it's your own mind. You're losing to the same mental games the market plays on every single one of us.
See, if you want to beat the market, you first have to beat yourself, your own biases. So let's play doctor for a minute. Let's diagnose the exact psychological traps that cause us to chase price and make these emotional and frankly very costly decisions.
All right, time to name our demons. First up, the big one, FOMO, fear of missing out. You see that price rocketing up and you just have to jump on, right? No questions asked. Then there's its dangerous cousin, overconfidence. You string together a few wins and suddenly you think you're invincible, taking on way more risk than you should. And then loss aversion. The thought of taking a small, manageable loss is so painful that you just hold on, hoping it'll come back until that small loss turns into a catastrophic one. And finally, you've got herd mentality. You just throw your own plan out the window and buy because, well, it seems like everyone else is.
So the key here, the really crucial point, is making a shift. The old mindset, the beginner's mindset, is all about trying to catch every single move. It's totally exhausting, and you know what? It's just not profitable. The new mindset, the professional one, is surgical. It's about focusing only on those moments of expansion, the high probability moves, and learning to just tune out all the other random noise.
And that brings us to the solution, the pullback entry strategy. Think of it as a mechanical, disciplined system. It's the framework that literally forces you to ignore all that noise and patiently wait for that A+ setup to come to you.
Okay, so here's the playbook, a simple 4-step framework. Step 1, find the trend. Is the market making higher highs and higher lows, or lower lows and lower highs? Whatever it is, don't fight it. Step 2, wait for the pullback. Now this is the hard part. This is where the discipline kicks in. You have to patiently wait for the price to come back to a key level, maybe an old resistance that's flipped to support or a key moving average. Step 3 is confirmation. You don't just blindly buy because it touched your line. No way. You wait for a clear signal that the buyers are back in control, something like a big bullish engulfing candle. And finally, step 4, enter with your stop loss. You get in the trade and you immediately place your stop loss right below that recent support. Your risk is defined and managed before you even hit the buy button. That's key.
Look, if you forget everything else I say today, just remember this. In an uptrend, you buy the dip. In a downtrend, you sell the bounce. It's that simple. You're no longer chasing the absolute top or bottom. You're acting like a pro, buying at a discount and selling at a premium.
But you have to understand, this strategy, it's more than just a list of rules to follow. It's a whole new philosophy. It's a fundamental change in the way you even interact with the market.
And this line right here, this is the golden rule. Don't chase price, let price come to you. Think about it. Chasing is anxious, it's reactive, it's a low probability game. But letting price come to you, that's calm, it's proactive, and it puts the odds back in your favor. In this business, patience literally pays you.
And that's the whole journey right there. You stop being a reactive trader, a victim of every emotional whim and market swing, and you become a mechanical trader, someone who executes a plan with the cool, calm precision of a machine.
We can actually map out this evolution, see where you fit in. Phase 1, that's the aggressive beginner. All gas, no brakes, zero risk control, and, well, a very negative account balance. Phase 2 is awareness. You start to see your mistakes. You know what you're doing wrong, but the results are still pretty bad. But then you hit Phase 3. You become tactical. You start using a real strategy, like this pullback method. And that's when you start to see your results improve. You're finally on the path of a developing trader.
And here's a really interesting mental flip that happens. Beginners, they're obsessed with winning. How much can I make on this trade? Professionals, on the other hand, are obsessed with not losing. Their number one job is defense, risk management, and protecting their capital. They know that if you get the defense right, the profits have a way of taking care of themselves.
Okay, so let's bring this all back home, back to you and your trading journey. How do you actually put this into practice and start moving forward as a more disciplined trader?
It starts with focus. Seriously. You don't need a dozen different strategies. You need one, maybe two, top-tier setups that you know inside and out, that you've absolutely mastered. The pullback is a perfect candidate. The goal is to become a specialist, a sniper, not a generalist who kind of knows a little about everything but isn't an expert at anything.
And always, always remember the ultimate goal here. We're not playing the lottery. We're trying to build a business. And that takes consistency. It takes discipline. It takes focusing on slow, incremental progress. That slow and steady growth, that's what builds a real, lasting future in this game.
So I'll leave you with this question. Are you going to be a breakout trader, constantly chasing price and reacting to every little market whim? Or are you ready to become a pullback trader, the professional who has the patience to wait for the A-plus setup? Because the choice you make right now, well, it's going to define every single trade you take from here on out.